the first part here, let's estimate the total cases. This says that 5 to 10% of adults and 20 to 30% of children, now 7.125 billion, roughly 7 billion people in the world, out of which 5% adults may have been affected, so that is 0.35 billion roughly, and I'm sorry, 5% of adults and only 75% of these are adults. So multiply this further by 0.75, 0.35 into 0.75, that is roughly 0.26 or 0.27. So let's take it as 0.27 billion. Among children, the remaining ones, you have 0.25 into 7, and children would be the lower side 20%. So this is 7 into 20%, that's 1.4. 25% of 1.4 would be 0.35 exactly. So 0.35. Sum of these two values is 0.62 billion. That's the lower value. But remember, I took 5%, the lower values. For the higher values, 10%. This would be double. So the lower value turned out to be this much. The higher value would turn out to be double of this, 0.54, plus for children 50% more. So if it's 0.35 here, this would be another 0.53 here roughly. I added 50% to this, so on the higher side the cases can be 1.07 billion. So yeah, see the numbers are adding up, 0.62, 0.62 something, and this is 1.07, this is 1.068. So yes, this information is true. The second one, 3 to 8% of total infections would become serious. We just calculated the range. The range is this, out of which serious cases are 3 to 5 million. 623 million is the cases, out of which 3 million are severe cases. 3 upon 623 is only 0.5%. This is when I'm taking the least value. Even if I take the maximum possible value, 5 million out of the lowest denominator, this still turns out to be less than 1%. So 3 to 8% is a very high number. This is not correct. 0.2 to 0.5% of total infections will be deadly. It's a very small number, 300,000 out of 623 million. This ratio is going to be way smaller than 0.2%. We just saw that the serious cases themselves were less than 1%, and the deaths are roughly less than 10% of the serious cases. So this value should be less than 0.1%. So even this is not going to be correct. The right combination of answers: true, false, false.